These air fryer apple crisps are so easy to make and they're the perfect healthy snack. I'm Justin from Cooking with Coit. I specialize in clean comfort cooking. And remember, if you love this video, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. Let's get started. Let's first go over all the ingredients you need to make this recipe. Apples, I prefer Honeycrisp, and cinnamon. And the two pieces of special cooking equipment you're gonna need for this recipe are a mandolin and an air fryer. So guys, I am so excited to show you this recipe today. So far in my air frying cooking history, I've only ever used it to make dinners. Anything that I want to get that deep fried texture on, that's what I do in the air fryer. But I was really surprised when I was doing some research and I found this concept of doing apple crisps in the air fryer. And I was so excited because I've never made a healthy snack in the air fryer before. So this is my first time and I hope you guys love it. So first thing you need to do is to grab out your apple. I really prefer Honeycrisp apples for this recipe. Just because they are very kind of crunchy apples and they also have a higher sugar content, so they're a little bit sweeter. So all you have to do is to take your apple, and you also need to grab out your mandolin. Hopefully you have one. If you don't have a mandolin, you can use a knife, and you just have to really try hard to make nice sort of even cuts. But the mandolin does all the work for you, so I highly suggest you use this cooking tool if you own one. So grab out your apple and then just start running it over the mandolin. And what you really want to do here is to make super fine and very consistent cuts. The ideal thickness for these apple crisps is about 1/8 of an inch thick. Here, come on, let me show you here in this front camera. This is about how thick we want to cut them. One other thing that you're going to notice is that you really have just two sides of the apple that you can work with. You've got this side that we've already cut, and then you've got this side here. It really doesn't make sense to try to use any of the rest of the apple on the sides after I make this top cut, because it's really just such small pieces that are gonna really dehydrate into nothing. So really just focus on two sides of the apple. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the second side of this apple. I'm gonna make those cuts. Just always be careful too to mind your fingers when you're using a mandolin. I don't wanna hear anyone writing a comment in that they really cut their fingers badly. I'll feel so bad. So please guys, be very careful when you're using a mandolin. This blade right here is super sharp. And now I'm gonna move on to my second apple. And like I was saying before, these are the two ends of the apple that you really can't do much with in this recipe, but I suggest you do cut these off and eat them because it's an apple and it's a delicious snack. And as always, I want to remind you that the full recipe, all of the instructions and ingredients are on my website. To find that link, check the description below the video. Next thing we want to do is grab out a large mixing bowl like the one I have in front of me. Take your apple slices, and it does help to separate them a little bit in case they get a little sticky together. And now we're gonna add our cinnamon. My recipe calls for 1 teaspoon, but honestly, you can totally do this to taste. I just like to sprinkle it a little bit, just like this. And then what I do is I like to mix them up. Flip them over, mix them up, mix them around. And we're gonna add a little bit more cinnamon. Now there's just something about apples and cinnamon together. I think it reminds me of a homemade apple pie, which is like my favorite dessert of all time. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with me and you love apple pie. I'd love to know. So one other note here, guys, if you want to add a little bit more sweetness to the apples, you can totally do that. Just grab a little bit of granulated sugar and sprinkle it on at the same time you do the cinnamon. All right, so now let's add these apple slices into the air fryer. And one thing you're gonna notice pretty quickly is that, air fryer baskets are not massive. So you're not gonna be able to fit a ton of these apple slices into the air fryer, but do your best. You can kind of snuggle them in, as much as possible. Of course, like anything in the air fryer, you do wanna give the ingredients a little bit of space so that the hot air of the air fryer can get them nice and crispy. But this is definitely one of those recipes that you're probably gonna have to do in batches. I think I can add one more here. All right, so that is looking good to go. So now we're gonna pop this into the air fryer, and we're gonna set our temperature to 300 degrees. And we're gonna set our time to 16 minutes. And that's all you gotta do. So one note while these guys are cooking, usually with an air fryer recipe, you're gonna need to flip the food about halfway through the cooking time. But this air fryer is actually a little bit different. It's got a heating element on the top and a heating element on the bottom. So the food in this air fryer cooks pretty evenly almost all the time. So with this recipe, you don't need to flip the apple slices halfway through. If your air fryer is like mine, if it's got 2 heating elements, if your air fryer only has 1 heating element, either on top or on bottom, you're gonna wanna flip these apple crisps about halfway through the cooking time. All right, guys, the 16-minute timer just finished. Let's see how we did. Oh, okay. All right. So they're looking absolutely amazing. However, what you're gonna notice is that you've started with these nice big apple slices and they have dehydrated down to very much smaller apple slices, but everything happened the way that it should. And this is how they're looking. They're still very hot, but check this out. This is how your apple crisps are going to look. Now I'm gonna take these out and pop them on a plate and let them cool. As they cool, they're gonna crisp up a little bit more. While those are cooling, I'm gonna work on my second batch. These air fryer apple crisps are looking so incredibly delicious. I cannot wait to give them a try. But before I do, if you love this recipe and you wanna see more just like it, check out my air fryer recipes playlist. Okay, let's give them a try. These air fryer apple crisps are so easy to make and they come out so delicious. Guys, you've got to give them a try. I know you're gonna love them. I'll see you in the next video.